I was always interested in watching things mechanical. I could watch machinery moving for ages when I was a child. I enjoy the whole process of making a warp and putting it on the loom. It is a slow process, it is a methodical process. I really enjoy doing all those different stages. It is like going on a journey to create a piece of cloth. It's not just an important part of the process, it's an enjoyable part of the process. There's a satisfaction for me in coming out with an actual piece of fabric. It is a discipline, and you have to get that discipline right. I weave a lot with silk, I weave with merino, I weave with linen. They all behave differently, but they can be put together. And it's that sort of sense that I'm actually working with the properties of the materials and then thinking about the structure of the fabric. How can I best use the properties or bring out the properties of the material with the structure? If I get any of the threads in the wrong order or on the wrong shafts, then that's going to show up in the weaving. The pattern's not going to come out right. It's the part of weaving that is not often seen, and there's so much work that goes into it. There is a certain requirement to be exact, a requirement to be methodical in what you're doing. Now, if I'm weaving a scarf, I get the satisfaction from finishing a piece of work and having a really nice piece of cloth that feels nice, that drapes well. For me, what's actually wonderful about weaving is that it is as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. In its simplest form, plain weave can be done on a very basic loom, but there's so much more that can be done. I don't see that there are any limits to weaving. There's so much to explore, there's so much to try. That's a wonderful part of weaving. I like the way colours interact with each other. So there kind of sets up a slight zinginess with it, especially if you're using silk. I really enjoy seeing how colours affect each other and how they work together. And with weaving in particular, because you put a colour in the warp, but then what you put across it is going to have another effect on it. I can put stripes in the warp and I can have colours next to each other, but then what I put across it is going to have an effect on it. When I'm weaving a warp of scarves, I will typically weave about 8 scarves on one warp. Each scarf has its own characteristic because I've changed the material and the colours. So I can have a set of 8 scarves, but each one is different. For me, hand weaving gives me a freedom to make everything individual. I have the freedom to change each time, and that's something that production doesn't do. Each piece is one-off, and that's something that's important to me, that I don't go repeating the exact same scarf that I've woven. It's about experimenting, it's about trying to push the boundaries and do something different. For me, that is about being able to explore the world of weaving. What I'm putting into my scarves is what I really enjoy about weaving. It's the choices that I make, the choices of material I want to put together. It's the individuality and the quality of the hand-woven piece. Each thread's been placed there by hand,